content of this presentation is definition and preparation of gargles, mouth washes, throat vent, ear drops, nasal drops, enemas, syrup, elixir, liniment. Now we will start with monophasic liquid dosage form. So liquid dosage form commonly encountered in pharmaceutical practice are either monophasic or biphasic. Monophasic systems are characterized by presence of a single homogeneous phase, for example solution, water, tincture, whereas biphasic liquid dosage form consists of two distinct phases, for example emulsion and suspension. So here we will discuss about monophasic. In the next chapter we will discuss about biphasic. So definition of monophasic system is a liquid preparation containing two or more components in one phase system. It is represented by true solution. So what is true solution actually? So a true solution is a clear homogeneous mixture that is prepared by dissolving solute in a suitable solvent. So now we will classify two terms, solute and solvent. So what is solute? What is solvent? Solvent is the medium where solute will dissolve. Means solute is the substance which will dissolve in solvent. So after forming a one phase system, it is called monophasic system. So this is very important. Uh, as we discussed about solute or solvent in previous slide. So the solute is the substance that is being dissolved while the solvent is the dissolving medium. So you can see in the image there sky color which is showing solvent, whereas black dotted point are showing solute. So dissolved molecule means solute and water is the here solvent. So you can easily understand what is actually solvent or what is solute. For example, if we are dissolving a 100 gram of sugar in 1000 ml of water, so water is solvent, sugar is solute. After mixing it, a solution will form, that will called monophasic system. So now we will discuss about classification of monophasic liquid. So they are classified into two types. One is liquid meant for internal administration, or second one is liquid meant for external administration. Means internal, or what is the difference between internal and external? So if we are applying monophasic system outside the body called external, if within the body called internal. So first we will discuss about internal. So internal are having four types. One is syrup, mixture, elixir and linkers. So we will discuss one by one in detail after that. So now we will come to external. So there are three types. One is liquid applied to the skin, means over the skin. Liquid used in mouth, means in the mouth or mouth cavity. liquid instilled into the body cavity. Those liquid which will instilled into body cavities like vaginal, rectal, mouth, this type of cavities. So that's called liquid instilled in the body cavity. So whatever the liquid applied to the skin, they are lotions normally used, liniment, colloids, and paints. There are some formulation which is applied over the skin. Now come to second. So there are gargles. Normally people are used in the mouth, mouth washes, throat paint. So there are three formulation which is used for liquid used in mouth. Third one is liquid instilled into body cavities. So there are five: douches, ear drops, nasal drops. Ear drops are used in ear cavity. Nasal drops used in nasal cavity. Eye drop used in eye cavity. Or enemas. Basically, enema is the formulation which is used basically for rectal preparation. If we are going for an rectal X-ray or rectal uh, imaging like X-ray and other thing, so be required firstly enemas means removal of fecal material from GIT. So there is a clear image we will be get found. So there are some image for better understanding about liquid dosage form, basically monophasic. So you can see in first image, this is syrup. Second one is elixir. It is a dexamethasone elixir USP. So basically dexamethasone is a steroid drug. USP stand for United States Pharmacopoeia. Third image is codeine linctus. Fourth one is gargles. The betadine gargles act as an antibiotic. Fifth one is mouthwash. Sixth third point. After that you can see eye drop by its image. Dorjoxty eye drop. Next one is nasal drop. After that enema, fluid enema extra. Then liniment, pain reliever liniment. Then you can see lotion. It's a very famous lotion. Johnson and Johnson baby lotion. After that paint, betadine antiseptic paint. So you can see after this image, okay, you can understand easily what about formulation of a monophasic system. So you can classify easily. Advantage of monophasic system. So first advantage of the system is it is easier to swallow, therefore easier for children and old age people. For example, we are giving this liquid dosage form to a 2 years child, 2 years old child. So it will be easy for that child. Okay, it will swallow easily a syrup. But if you are giving a tablet to 2 year old child, so it cannot swallow it properly. So this is difficult. So this is a advantage of that formulation. Second is facilitate absorption of drug faster than solid dosage form as drug is already in solution form. So means of this line is if you are giving a tablet to a person, so after giving this formulation it will go to stomach and it will dissolve, so it will take time. But if you are taking a solution, so this is not required a time for dissolution, so it will give a faster effect. So this is a advantage of this formulation. Third point is it is homogeneous, therefore give uniform dose than suspension or emulsion which need shaking. Yes, this is a advantage over emulsion and suspension. So basically, suspension means it's a biphasic system. For example, if you are dissolving 20 gram of sand into a water, but after some time, this sand will be settled down in the formulation or be require a shaking so that it will redisperse. But in the solution formulation, it is not required. So this is the best advantage of this formulation. Fourth point, simple and fast to formulate. Yes. If we require a preparation of solution, so we can prepare in hardly 1 hour, 2 hour. But if you are preparing a tablet, so it require more time as compared to solution formulation. So fifth point is it can be administered by various route like oral means by mouth, parenteral means by injection, enema for rectal means enema formulation is by rectal route, otic by ear route, nasal means by nose route, and ophthalmic means by eye route. But if you are taking other formulation, for example injection, so you can take by any needle, not it take by mouth. So it is a advantage of this type of formulation. Now we will move on disadvantage of monophasic system. So first disadvantage of this system is they are bulky, so difficult to transport and store. Means if you are storing or transporting a one tablet, it's easy for you. But if you are storing or transporting a 2 liter of solution, so it's difficult to. Second disadvantage is water is commonly used as vehicle, which is prone to microbial growth. So addition of preservative is needed. Yes, this is a bad disadvantage of this formulation because if you are preparing a solution, so you require a water solution, water for this death formulation. So water is a good source of microbial growth in the formulation. So if they are growing a microorganism like bacteria, virus, fungus, so you require preservative for that. So preservative is needed in that formulation. Third point, when exposed to direct sunlight, it may be undergo hydrolysis. So need to store in cool and dark place. So be required in storage in cool and dark place for prevention of hydrolysis. Fourth point, drug stability reduced by hydrolysis or oxidation. So they have shorter expiry date than solid dosage form. Yes. Sometimes you can see there is a solution has any microbial contamination like you can see fungus growth or bacteria growth or some order of a smelly like bad smell or bad taste or discoloration, this type of problem you can see normally in the solution or monophasic system, but it is less in the tablet or capsule, this type of formulation. So last point, other major sign of instability is color change, precipitation, microbial growth. So I discussed in previous lines, these are very big problem with this formulation. So first formulation of the monophasic system is gargles. So gargles are aqueous solution used for treatment of an infection of the throat. Usually they are concentrated solution and must be diluted with water before use. In using the solid gargles, they are brought into intimate contact with the mucous membrane. So it is also used for pharynx. So basically what is pharynx? Pharynx is the part of throat behind the mouth and nasal cavity and above the esophagus and larynx. So gargles are intended to bring the medicament into contact with mucous surface of throat. So it will come with contact of mucous surface of the throat, then it will show effect. So SP suspension is also come in the market after this evolution of in the gargle formulation. So it is firstly used as a gargle, then it will swallow. So contact period of the gargle and the mucous membrane being short. Preparation must have acceptable organoleptic properties and should be fast acting. So this is a important point for this topic. Preparation must have acceptable organoleptic properties means taste of gargles and color of gargles should be patient acceptable means acceptability or a patient or person should be for gargles so that it can easily take it. So there are some example of gargles is phenol gargle, BPC. BPC stands for British Pharmacopoeia. Gargles should be dispensed in clear fluted glass bottles closed with a plastic screw cap. So this is a storage condition and marketing condition for the gargles formulation. So this is the formulation of phenol gargles. So here we will take phenol glycerin 5 ml, MNR solution 1 ml, water up to 100 ml means it should be make a volume of 100 ml means 5 ml of phenol glycerin, 1 ml of MNR solution, so it is total 6 ml. So approximately 94 ml of water is required. So actually what is Amarnath solution? So Amarnath is a plant. It is used for ulcer, diarrhea, swelling of the mouth or throat and high cholesterol. But there is no good scientific evidence to support that usage. In foods, Amarnath is used as a pseudo cereal. So what is the procedure for preparation of gargles? This type of gargles. So firstly, we will mix Amarnath solution with small amount of water. And the second point, in the solution we will add phenol glycerin. It is 60% beta by phenol if with 80% 84% beta by glycerin. So this is the mixture of phenol and glycerin, that's why we call phenol glycerin solution. So we will take a mixture of both of 5 ml and add in into the first point and mix properly. Now finally make up the volume with the water and label it with not to be sold in large amount. It should be marked properly. So finally using condition is phenol gargles should be diluted with an equal volume of warm water before use. Second topic of monophasic system is mouth washes. So as you can understand by its name, mouth washes means it is used for wash the mouth, whereas gargle is used for pharynx and nasopharynx. So a mouthwash is an aqueous solution like gargle, but intended to wash the mouth. Mouthwash used for their deodorant, refreshing, or antiseptic effect. They may also contain alcohol, glycerin, synthetic sweeteners for organoleptic properties, surfactant, flavor, and its color. Some example of mouthwashes are zinc sulfate and zinc chloride mouthwash. So there is one formula of mouthwashes, one having boric acid 1.5%, thymol 0.1%, eucalyptol 0.1%, methyl salicylate 0.1%, oil of thyme 0.03%, methanol 0.1%, and alcohol 30%, and water remaining 67.67%. So what is the procedure of preparation of this mouthwash? Firstly, we will dissolve boric acid in 60% of water. Means 60% of total water. We are taking 100 ml of water, so it required we will take 60 ml of water and add boric acid. And remaining ingredient like thymol, eucalyptol, methyl salicylate, oil of thyme, methanol, it will take into 60% of alcohol. Now add aqueous solution into alcoholic solution, means now we will add water solution into alcohol solution by gently mixing. Finally add 2% of talc, means 2 gram of talc in 100 ml of solvent, and allow to stand with occasional stirring, means after some time we will stir and remain keep with occasional stirring for 48 hours. So 48 hours we will stirring occasionally. Now filter and add rest of water and alcohol, means 60% of alcohol, 60% of water are we are used in point 1 and point 2. Now remaining 40% of water and alcohol we will use at the end of formulation. So basically this is the procedure of mouth passes preparation. Third point is throat paint. As you can understand by its name, throat means, like if we are talking about in Hindi, it's a throat means kala. So it's a throat paint. So throat paint are simple solution of substances in viscous solvents such as glycerin and liquid paraffin. So paint is provide paint like consistency, that's why we call throat paint. So here glycerin or liquid paraffin are used as a viscous material for provide paint like consistency. A viscous solvent retain the medicament in situ. In situ means in the original place. So a viscous solvent retain the medicament in situ for appreciable length of time when the preparation is applied. So it retain medicament at the same place where we are required. So that's why it's a term called in situ. Third point is throat paint are usually glycerin based as it possesses agreeable taste in addition to viscosity. Yes. So whatever the taste of basically glycerin, it is gives a slightly sweet taste and easily a person can accept. So basically glycerin is used in formulation of throat paint. There are some example of throat paint are betadine antiseptic paint, Mandel throat paint. So they are formula of Mandel's throat paint. Basically it is a antiseptic preparation where following ingredients are used. One is Ki, stand for potassium iodide. It is act as solubilizer. Second is iodine. It is act as antiseptic. Third is alcohol. It is act as preservative, means it prevent microorganism growth. Fourth is water. It is act as solvent. Fifth is peppermint oil. It is act as flavoring agent, means it provide flavor. Last one is glycerol. Basically it is a viscous material and provide viscosity or also act as vehicle. So there are quantity whatever we taken. Ki 25 gram, iodine 12.5 gram, alcohol 40 ml, water 25 ml, peppermint oil 4 ml, glycerol up to 1000 ml. So what is the procedure of preparation of that throat paint? Firstly we will dissolve potassium iodide in the water. After that iodine is added in concentration potassium iodide solution to form Ki3, means firstly we will add Ki into water, then pure iodine will add it into it, means I2, then Ki plus I2 it will form Ki3. Now peppermint oil is dissolved in alcohol and alcohol solution added in iodine solution, means this alcohol solution will added into Ki3 solution, means third point will be added into second point. Now volume will make up with glycerin up to 1000 ml. Next point is eardrops, which is based on monophasic. Eardrop are solution of drug in water, diluted alcohol, glycerin or polyethylene glycol. intended for installation into ear, means it is used for cavity of ear application. That's why it's called installation of into ear. Aqueous solution are not favored because the secretion in the ear are mainly fatty and aqueous solution do not easily mix with them. So meaning of this point is basically in the ear there are secretion are excited. So this is a basically fat waste. So that's why we are using here fatty waste. That's why it will mix easily. If we are using water waste, so and then this water waste will not mix with secretion. Some example of eardrops are hydrogen peroxide eardrops and phenol eardrops. So here 6% bit by bit phenol eardrops are used in as a eardrop. So if water is to be used as the solvent, boiled and cooled purified water should be used thoroughly and rinsed before use. Because here we are using in the ear cavity, so it is required to proper sterilization. That's why we here use boiled or cooled purified water. So they are preparation of sodium bicarbonate ear drops. Firstly, we will weigh 5 gram of sodium bicarbonate into 250 ml of beaker. Here beaker will be blank. There will be no solvent or nothing else. Now add 60 ml of water and stir with a glass rod until the solid has dissolved. Means 60 ml of water we will take into 5 gram of sodium bicarbonate will take or we will mix until it will completely dissolve. Now make up the volume 100 ml by using glycerol. Here remaining quantity of glycerol we will take approximately 40 ml of glycerol we will take. Now pour the mixture into a beaker and mix. Now store the solution into a labeled bottle and properly close the container. Next formulation is nasal drops. As you can understand why its name, it's used for nasal cavity. That's why it's called nasal drops. So nasal drops are aqueous liquid paraffin solution meant for instillation to nostrils. Nostrils are basically opening of nose called nostrils. Nasal drops often contain vasoconstrictor drugs to relieve nasal congestion. When nasal will block or congest, then we will use vasoconstrictor drug into nasal drops. That's why we will get a relief from nasal congestion problem. Oily solutions are not preferred because oil may retard ciliary action of the mucosa. Basically here aqueous solutions used in nasal drops because oily solutions are not preferred because they retard ciliary action or cause some problem during application of this type of drops. So a vehicle for formulating nasal drops should have pH in between 5.5 and 7.5. It has a buffering capacity. Buffering capacity is nothing. It's a maintaining pH balance. Third is tonicity equivalent to normal saline. So that's why there will be no tonicity problem. Viscosity not more than nasal mucosa means whatever nasal mucosa viscosity have, the same viscosity should have by a nasal drops. There are four properties which should be having a vehicle which is for formulating nasal drops. Nasal drops are dispensed in 10 to 25 ml quantities in colored bottle fitted with screw new dropper. So now next formulation is enemas. An enema is an introduction of fluid into the lower wall through the rectum for the purpose of cleaning or introduce medication. This is basically used for in the rectal cavities for various purpose. They are following purpose which are used. First is to stimulate defecation and treat constipation. Means if any patient having constipation, so we can give enemas for stimulate defecation or lose or soften the fecal matter. Second is to soften hard and fecal matter. If fecal matter is hard, so we require to give enemas. That type of enema is called oil enema. So oil will soften the fecal matter. Third is to administration medication. Means if you are administration of medication like suppositories or this type of, so we can use enema before application of this type of medications. So this type of enema is called sedative enemas. Fourth point is to destroy intestinal parasites. If we want to destroy parasites there are microorganisms which are present in the intestine. So anti-helminthic preparation are used for killing or controlling intestinal parasites. Next is to reduce temperature. If we want to reduce the bed temperature of lower GIT, so we can use cold enema or ice enemas. Next, to relieve inflammation. If we want to relieve inflammation, so we can give astringent enemas. Next, to clean bowel prior to X-ray. If we are going for bowel X-ray, so we will give a saline solution. Saline solution nothing. This is an NaCl solution. So we will give into the rectum. So that will bowel will clean and we can easily go for X-ray. Next is to induce anesthesia. Anesthesia is for, if you are talking about in Hindi, anesthesia is for like something behosh. So here anesthesia enema are used in that formulation. Now we will discuss about classification of enemas. There are three type of enemas based on size, based on temperature, or based on ingredient. If there is a large quantity of enemas are used, called large enema. If small quantity used, called small enema. B point according to temperature, they are cold water, neutral water, ice cold water, and warm water. Based on ingredient, they are water enema, there are neem water enema, there is buttermilk enema, there is coffee enema, there is rectal drug administration enema. Here we are talking about oil enema. So basically it is a one type of enema. It is given for severe constipation patient to soften fecal matter. It, to avoid injury to the suture and wound, it should be retained for half an hour to 1 hour to soften the feces. Means it is required to retain half an hour or 1 hour for providing its effect. It should then be followed by a soap and water enema to open the bowels. Means after giving oil enema, we should followed by soap and water. Here olive oil or castor oil use, sometimes it use olive oil alone or sometimes use olive oil and castor oil in the ratio of 1 and 2. Here 115 to 175 ml of solution of castor oil or olive oil or single olive oil are used H oil enema. So temperature of the solution should be 100 degree Fahrenheit, means above some above of body temperature. This is very simple topic, which is syrup. Syrup as you can understand normally you are prepared at home normally called sugar syrup. So syrup are sweet, viscous, concentrated aqueous solution of sucrose or other sugar. Means it is a concentrated solution of sugar or other thing like sucrose. Medicated syrup contain therapeutic or medicinal agent. Means if you are talking about medicinal syrup or medicated syrup, so here medicament will be added into that sugar syrup called medicinal syrup. Syrup containing flavoring agent for flavor. If you are not having any medicinal agent or only having flavoring agents, that's called flavoring syrup. It is used for mask the unpleasant taste. Means if a drug having bitter taste, so we can give into the syrup because syrup is having sweet taste. Can use for pediatric patient. Pediatric means child. So it is for child patient because it is having sweet taste. So what is the concentration of syrup? IP. IP stands for Indian Pharmacopoeia. USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. So as per IP, 66.7% weight by weight solution of sucrose called syrup. But according to USP, 85% of weight by volume or 64.74% weight by weight solution of sucrose called sugar syrup. Both concentration gives stable syrup resistant to microbial growth. Syrup containing lesser concentration of sucrose require preservative. If syrup containing less sugar like less than 66.7%, so it will require preservative in the formulation for prevention of microbial growth. But if we are having 66% 0.67% or more than that concentration of sugar, so here sugar act as a self preservative, so we don't require of preservative. Here there is a formulation of syrup. Heat used during preparation of sugar syrup cause inversion of slight portion of sucrose, means it will convert into invert sugar which is darken in color. Sometimes you are seeing at home when you are preparing sugar syrup, then something darkening are formed. That is darkening is called invert sugar. So there is a formula of sucrose C12H22O11. You can see in the arrow there is a water will added in and we will give heat, that it will convert into invert sugar. Means two molecule of invert sugar. A formula of invert sugar is C6H12O6. So method of preparation of sugar syrup is, there are 4 points in this method. First is hot process. Second is percolation. We are hot process, we are using temperature. Percolation also called cold process. Here percolator instrument are used. Third is addition of medicating of flavoring liquid to syrup. Fourth one is agitation without heat. Last we will discuss all 4 points in detail. So first point, method of preparation of syrup. So first method is hot process. As you can understand by its name is hot process, means here we are using heat. So when drug or formulation is heat stable, means if we are giving heat, so they are not on a stable form, so that we can prepare by hot process. So at the first point, this process is used when active constituent is neither volatile nor heat labile. Means volatile means vaporization easily by heat, or heat labile means it can tolerate the heat. So desired amount of sucrose is made in the tear dish. Purified water is added and heated on water bath till a solution is obtained. Means we will take a beaker and we will add it water, then we will weigh sugar and add into it, and we will provide heat to that solution until a uniform solution is formed. Now make up the volume by using preheated purified water till desired concentration. For example, we are require 100 ml of solution, but after heating we are getting only 80 ml. So now we will add to 20 ml of water, it should be preheated, means we will heat, then it will add into it. For example of this type of syrup is syrup IP. This is the second method of preparation of sugar syrup, here called percolation, also called cold process. Here percolator is used for this type of syrup preparation. Here sugar is placed in percolator and close the mouth by using loose cotton. Means percolator is an instrument where sugar is filled with it, and mouth of this percolator will be closed by using a loose cotton. Now water will allow or something other solvent pass through percolator, means sugar is present in the percolator and water or suitable other suitable solvent pass through over percolator, so sucrose will dissolve into it. Now after complete dissolution of solution form of sugar, cotton will be removed and pass. Now make up the volume by using purified water till desired concentration. Example of this type formulation is sugar syrup USP. USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. Third method of preparation of sugar syrup or medicated syrup is addition of medicating or flavoring liquid to syrup. In this method is used when fluid extract added to a syrup, means something fluid extract be required to addition into a syrup. So every fluid extract containing alcohol, because alcohol used as a extracting fluid. So due to presence of this alcohol, so some constituent which is solubilized in alcohol. So after formulation, if we are adding water in this alcohol, so that substance which is soluble in the alcohol will precipitate, means form a precipitation. So now this is a big problem with that procedure. So that why we will follow the second point, which is fluid extract mixed with water and stand for some time, then filter it. Means if you are alcohol having any substances, so we will add into water and stand for some time. So after that we will filter, means something is if precipitated, then we can easily remove out by filtration. Then we will dissolve sucrose into filtrate, means whatever coming out from the filter paper called filtrate, or above filter called. Third point is this method can only use when insoluble material is not API, means whatever coming on the filter paper is not API, means API is not insoluble material, that we can use this procedure, otherwise we cannot use this procedure. So example of this type of formulation is aromatic iodine syrup. Fourth process of preparation of sugar syrup is agitation without heat. So here we give only agitation, means only mixing. They are not provide heat. That's why it's called agitation without heat. So this method is for heat level substances, means if any substance which is heat sensitive. So sucrose and other ingredient dissolve in the purified water by using agitation. Simple process. For large preparation, their mechanical agitators are used, means mixing is performed by using a motor, means electrical agitators. So there are most important example of this formulation is ferrous sulfate syrup USP. As I told earlier, USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. So there is a formulation of a syrup. It's the formulation of codeine phosphate syrup IP and BP. IP stands for Indian Pharmacopoeia and BP stands for British Pharmacopoeia. So formulation of this codeine phosphate syrup is, it contain codeine phosphate 5 gram, chloroform spray 25 ml, purified water 15 ml, syrup sufficient quantity to 1000 ml, means we will make up the volume of this formulation by using syrup up to 1000 ml. So dose of this formulation is 2.5 to 10 ml. So use of this formulation is analgesic, means it provides relief from pain and antitussive. Next formulation is elixir. Elixir are actually monophasic system. It is defined as clear, sweet and aromatic hydroalcoholic liquid intended for oral use, means it is used for oral, and it is containing sweetening agent, aromatic and hydroalcoholic liquid. They are less sweet as compared to syrup, and elixir are less sweet and less viscous than syrup and may contain less or no sucrose, means it can contain sucrose or not, but sugar syrup or syrup containing sucrose or other than sucrose form is mandatory. Elixir are more stable as compared than syrup because it contain less sucrose or no sucrose content. They contain ethyl alcohol, so it is act as a self preservative. Here ethyl alcohol is present, that's why it is act as a self preservative. So there are classification of elixir. There are two types, non-medicated and medicated. As you understand by its name, non-medicated means they don't contain medicament, are employed as flavoring vehicle, means only they have available flavor, they are no medicated. So it's called aromatic elixir USP. It's an example of that type of formulation. So medicated means they contain medicament. For example, chlorpheniramine maleate elixir. So this is an example of this type of formulation. Here, method of preparation of elixir. So it's a very simple process. It is prepared by simple dissolution with agitation or by admixture of two or more liquid component. So here only liquid component will add and mix thoroughly and easily process. Ingredients are dissolved in their respective solvent. For example, alcohol soluble in alcohol, water soluble in water, means if any ingredient is, which is water soluble, so we will add into the water. If any substance which is alcohol soluble, so we will add into the alcohol and mix. It's a very simple process. So there are example of elixir, aromatic elixir. It is prepared by mixing the compound orange spirit with required amount of alcohol. Now syrup is added gradually with agitation. Finally make up the volume with purified water. Means orange spirit which is alcohol soluble, so that's why we are adding into alcohol. Then we will make up the volume by syrup. It's a very simple process. You can see in first point. Now second point is filter the product by pre-absorbed hydroalcoholic filter paper. Means it's a means we will take filter paper and we will soak into the hydroalcohol solution, and this hydroalcoholic solution pre-absorbed filter paper will use for filtration of that formulation which is prepared by first point. So it's clear. So last formulation of the monophasic system is liniment. Basically liniment are liquid or semi-solid both preparation, but here in the syllabus this is present in the monophasic system, that's why we are studying here. So liquid preparation or semi-solid preparation liniment meant for application to the unbroken skin by friction, means liniment are used by the application of friction on the skin. Liniment contain counter irritant like turpentine or methyl salicylates. Alcohol produce rubefacient means soothing effect action and facilitate the absorption of medicament, and it is increase the absorption of medicament. So what is the preparation of method of preparation for liniment? So it's depend on individual ingredient. Thus they are prepared by method employed for preparing solution, suspension or emulsion, or the case may be. means it is a fixed, it is not fixed preparation of method for liniment. So that's why if is there a solution, so we can prepare by solution method. If there is suspension, so we will prepare by suspension method. If there is emulsion, so we will prepare by emulsion method. So there are formula of camphor liniment. Here we will take 200 gram of camphor or 800 gram of RHS oil. Means there are two ingredient only. So there are what is the method of preparation of this camphor liniment? So firstly we will dissolve camphor in RHS oil in a dry vessel. Then we will speed up dissolution, means we will speed up dissolution of that solution or that of mixture by increasing hot water or by increasing immersing in the vessel hot water. Hot water means if we are having one beaker, it is contain 200 gram of camphor and 800 gram of HS oil. So we will mix in that beaker. After that we will put the beaker into a big beaker, and big beaker containing hot water. So this hot water will speed up the dissolution of that camphor in RHS oil. So that process called immersion of vessel. Use of this camphor liniment is act as a counter irritant. Lotions are dilute aqueous solution or suspension meant for external application to the body. So it is a suspension sometimes or sometimes solution. So it may cover on the biphasic system or sometimes covered in the monophasic system. Means if a solution, so it will monophasic system. If this is a suspension, so it will be a biphasic system. They may be applied to the skin or hair or eye, or they are applied without friction. Means liniment applied with friction, but lotions are applied without friction. So this is a basic difference between liniment and lotions. An evaporating vehicle like alcohol may be used when a cooling effect is desired on application. If we are required cooling effect on the application, so we will add alcohol in that formulation because alcohol give a cooling effect. So what is the method which is used for method of preparation as a lotion? So lotion may be prepared by saturating the ingredient to make a smooth paste and then diluting them carefully with remaining liquid phase. Means we will take solid material and into the solvent system, or then we will make a paste by using a mortar vessel. After that we will add liquid material whatever required in this formulation. The bottle should bear the label for external use only because it is only external use. That's why we should label it by mark for external use only or say well. If product is suspension, as we discussed earlier, if a product is suspension, so we will mark shake well. If there is a solution, so that is not required, shake well on the bottle. So finally, uh, there is formulation of lotion. There is a calamine lotion which is used. So here calamine 150 gram, zinc oxide 50 gram, bentonite 30 gram, and sodium citrate 5 gram, liquefied phenol 5 ml. Then we will add purified water as a QS up to 100 ml. So there is a procedure which is used for preparation of calamine lotion. It is prepared by saturating the calamine, zinc oxide, and bentonite with a solution of sodium citrate in about 700 ml of purified water and adding the liquefied phenol, glycerin, and sufficient purified water to produce 100 ml of the calamine lotion.